Hey, okay, everybody. I think I want to do a Throwback Thursday. I'm going to tell you the story about the time the fire department started CPR on the DOA. It's going to go back when the San Diego Police Department ran the ambulances before the fire department took it over. Back then we had vans, Ford vans that were converted to ambulances, and we were all trained EMTs and had to work ambulance shifts. And then when they gave it to the fire department, they bought them all brand new, big giant rigs and trained them all to be paramedics. Anyway, let's get to the story. Well, before we get to the story, let me explain another thing to you. Okay. Me, being a police officer back then, I had the authority to declare you dead. I did not have to wait for a coroner. I did not have to take you to the hospital. If you was dead, I could declare you dead. And I was even in charge of the crime scene, or the scene, and determined whether it was a death from natural causes or a suspicious death. If it was a suspicious death, then I called in homicide detectives. So, okay, there you got the background. I'm an EMT. I'm driving the police ambulance. And now also, in this particular case, I got Officer Fluffy riding shotgun with me. Those of you who have been watching my Throwback Thursday videos have probably seen the video about the sexual harassment case that Officer Fluffy filed. So you know a little bit about Officer Fluffy. Anyways, I got stuck with her riding shotgun in the ambulance with me, because she was an EMT, I was an EMT, nobody else wanted to work with her, and I didn't have enough seniority on the squad to refuse working with her. So we were working, I believe that was 51 Henry, which is a two-person ambulance out of the Tierra Santa area. And it's early morning. We get a radio call to respond to an address, possible heart attack. The wife woke up, found her husband dead in bed. Code 3 call. Well, we're just getting out of the station, so we get headed out that way, code 3. Fire department beats us to the call, because you know they're a lot closer. They got neighborhood stations. We just got the one area station. Well, fire department gets there, they got different regulations than us. They're not legally allowed to declare anybody dead. So they get there, they start CPR on him. And once they start CPR, they're not allowed to stop until he's delivered to a hospital and the doctors declare him dead. And because of PR reasons, we wouldn't overrule them at the scene and declare the guy dead, with the wife sitting there, standing there, while they're doing CPR on him. So Officer Fluffy and I arrive at the scene in the ambulance. You know, you get the gurney out, the oxygen, go back in the back bedroom, Firemen are already back in there. They're doing CPR on this stiff. And I do mean stiff. The guy's been dead for at least 3 to 4 hours by my guess. Because rigor mortis has already set in. But like I say, once they show up, they're not allowed to declare him dead. They gotta start CPR on him. They can't quit. So we load him up on the gurney. Fireman's still doing CPR. I didn't bother hooking up the oxygen or nothing. They were doing the little ambo bag thingy, which was totally useless, but you know, it was all for looks, just to make the wife feel better. Well, Officer Fluffy freezes up on me at the scene. And I mean, she freezes up like a deer caught in the headlights. And she's not listening to anything I'm telling her to do, not moving nothing. So I have to look to the guy in charge of the fire crew. I'm not sure what his rank was, but you know, we're loading this stiff in the back of the ambulance. His guy's still doing CPR on him. I look to the fireman in charge and I say, I need your guy to go with me and continue CPR in the back of the ambulance, because my partner's froze up and I can't get her to move. He looks over at her, sees that she is, and he goes, well, what do you want to do with her? And I said, well, I got to take this guy to the hospital and I need your guy to ride with me. I'm leaving her here. I can't wait on her. If you guys can't get her to snap out of it and come with you to the hospital to get your guy, just leave her here and I'll come back and get her later. So we, closed the doors of the ambulance. The fireman stayed in the back. He's doing CPR. Another one of their guys jumped in the back with him. So I got 2 firemen in the back doing CPR, and they go ahead and hook up the oxygen on the guy. And I jump in the driver's seat and I take off in the ambulance code 3, heading to the hospital, ER, to deliver this stiff and let the doctors pronounce him dead. Well, after we had left, I guess the fire captain or whatever his rank was, he got Officer Fluffy to snap out of it and get in the engine with her, or with them, and brought her to the hospital with them to pick up their 2 guys and drop her off. Well, I should have reported that to my supervisor, but I didn't, because I didn't want to be the one responsible for her getting in trouble, getting written up, and getting fired. Of course, they came back to bite me in the ass later on when she, later down the line, she screwed up and they were going to fire her, and she filed the sexual harassment suit. And I had to go down to the city and testify in that, and I had to testify under oath and tell them all about this story. And I got in trouble for not reporting that originally and not writing her up for it and stuff anyway, so there you go. Anyways, the story was supposed to be about the fire department starting CPR on the DOA, why they weren't allowed to quit CPR, why I didn't just declare the guy dead in front of the guy's wife. And now eventually the city took the fire department, or took the ambulance away from us and gave it to the fire department, made them all paramedics, and that released 2 officers more to go out on the street on patrol instead of being stuck in ambulances. So it worked out better for everybody all around, except Officer Fluffy, who got fired, and me, who got in trouble for not reporting her freezing up on the scene. Now, there was one other incident that she screwed up that I didn't report her for either. And I guess you could all say, oh, well, yeah, there's Blue, covering up for the blue. Only we wore tan uniforms, we didn't wear blue uniforms. And yeah, I guess you could say I did cover up for her. But, like I said, I didn't want to be the one to be responsible for her getting fired. Because I wasn't an FTO. I was a senior officer over her, but I wasn't a senior officer on the squad, and I wasn't an FTO. So, and she ended up getting fired anyways. So there you go. End of story. What the heck happened? Somebody dropped a cooler out in the middle of the street. So if you like my story, hit the like button, make some comments, and come back for some more. And later on down the line, I'll tell a couple more stories about Officer Fluffy. And when she had to ride with me in the ambulance. Because nobody else would work with her.